Hi there. Thought it'd be fun to do a ranking of all of the doctors into like a tier list. It's not going to be all of the doctors because some of them have fewer appearances and I don't think it's as fair to compare them to the other ones. But this is just my personal opinion on what I think of each of the doctors. So starting off is Dr. Stone. Now this is the doctor that delivered me as a baby. I think they did a pretty good job, so I'm going to say A tier for him. Then we have Dr. Black, who helped me out with ear infections when I was around 8, 9 years old. That got me out of school a couple of times. I got to leave school early because of that, so I'm going to say B tier. Then we have Dr. Park, who, this was actually kind of a more recent thing. I had a pimple on the front, the top of my nose, and it was just it kind of wouldn't go away. So I went to the doctor, and they popped it properly, but it left a scar. So now I have a scar on the top of my nose. So I think I'm gonna go D tier because it hasn't gone away. It's been at least 3 years. And then we have Dr. Baker, around when I was, I think, 5 years old. I don't remember this happening, but apparently I got a blood test, and when they put the needle in me, I didn't cry, and then the doctor was really impressed, so they gave me $5. I don't remember this happening, but my mum said it happened. So I would probably go S tier, because that's a pretty nice thing to do. So next up is Dr. Green. I used to have a lot of blood noses when I was a child. Now what this doctor did is they stuck up some kind of match, but a sciencey match, and it burned something in my nose to stop the blood noses happening for a while. That happened twice. I'm gonna go D tier, because apparently that procedure, if you have it done too many times, you can lose your sense of taste. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to assume that it is. And then there's Dr. Baker, a different one. I used to have a lot of tum-tum issues back in the day. They just wrote a note to school to let me not go to school, and that happened a lot, so I skipped school a lot. So I'm going to say A tier. So now we have Dr. Blake. So apparently you're supposed to be able to touch the roof of your mouth with your tongue. I can't do that. Apparently the bit of tissue or whatever underneath my tongue is too short. So I was to get a procedure to cut that, I think. So one day I went in and they tried to make a mold of my mouth, of the inside of my mouth. It was too hurtful, too painful for me. So I backed out of that. Turns out years later that was to get braces, and then the procedure just didn't go ahead either. So as a kid, I just go, you go to doctor's appointments not really knowing why or what's happening. At least me. I don't know. I don't really remember a lot of stuff from when I was a kid. So I'm going to say D tier, because either they didn't inform me of what was going on, or I didn't know what was going on. But I'm going to blame them for that. And now we have the 8th Doctor here, Dr. Chase. Now I haven't seen this doctor that much. I've mostly heard them, in fact, because last year I booked an appointment with the doctor because there was something wrong with me. I thought it was the flu or COVID, but it wasn't COVID because I did a test and it wasn't COVID. But because it shed symptoms of COVID, they wouldn't let me go in person. So I did a phone consultation with them, and they just said, keep doing tests, and can't really help with it. So I'm gonna say unhelpful, D tier. So that's my personal ranking of all of the doctors who I have seen. If you have your own ranking, let me know in the comments what you would rank each doctor. But yeah, thanks for watching this video.